So this match, it was just a disaster for Pakistan, right? I mean, New Zealand won convincingly by 9 wickets with 59 balls to spare.
Yeah, they did it in a flash. Pakistan collapsing at 91 runs is just shocking.
Exactly. And can you believe it? 91 is reportedly their lowest T20I total in New Zealand and the fifth lowest overall.
Yep, indeed. And the fact that New Zealand achieved 92 for 1 in just 10.1 overs just blows the issue wide open.
Right. It shows the nail-biting dominance of New Zealand's pace attack. Jacob Duffy bagged 4 wickets and Kyle Jamieson with 3. Those numbers are just, it's like they dismantled the Pakistani batting lineup entirely.
Yeah, so brutal. Absolutely. And the openers for Pakistan both got out for ducks, which is only the second time in T20I history. That's a real red flag.
It was rough. Pakistan were at 1 for 3 at the fall of the third wicket. A new low, really. And in the power play, they managed just 14 for 4 with 28 dot balls. It's almost as if the ball just wouldn't leave their bat, you know?
Yeah, it really points to lack of application and poor shot selection. They just couldn't cope with the bounce and lateral movement on that Christchurch pitch.
Exactly. It's like the conditions were set to expose every bit of their weakness. Even debutants like Hassan Nawaz and Abdul couldn't manage it. And Mohammad Haris's attitude was heavily criticized, saying his technique just wasn't there despite his intent.
That's a tough pill to swallow. Right, though I have to respectfully challenge that a bit. Isn't it kind of harsh on the young players? I mean, transitioning to international cricket does take time.
True, but when you see performances where the top order collapses so early and the basics crumble, it does raise concerns about the player development framework.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you see the bowling issues. Shaheen in particular couldn't control his runs, giving away 16-17 runs in 1 over with multiple fours. That's problematic on a pitch that demands precision.
Exactly. And for a team trying to rebuild post-Babar Azam and Rizwan, problems in both batting and bowling just magnify the worry. Even spin had to be brought in early to dismiss
Kevin.
key batsmen.
And don't forget, there was an expectation with the so-called new look team, a more aggressive approach with new talent. But clearly, the transition isn't smooth enough yet.
It's a double-edged sword. Trying new players is necessary, but patience is needed because they just haven't adjusted to international pressure yet.
Yeah, and there's also the criticism that Pakistan's domestic T20 success, like in PSL, isn't translating into international performance, which points to deeper systemic issues.
Exactly. One source even said that if we keep relying solely on domestic leagues for a crutch, we might keep repeating these disappointing shows. It's like an endless cycle.
I see that. And then the social media backlash is expected to start pouring in. Everyone's ready to lament the state of Pakistan cricket on every platform.
Right, and it might even stir some PR moves from the camp of former senior players. But there is at least a glimmer of hope. Shan Masood and Fakhar Zaman are expected back soon, and could, bring some much-needed stability.
Yep, that sounds like a ray of hope. Definitely. And for me, the bigger underlying issue here is the call for a complete overhaul at the grassroots level. Otherwise, it seems like these poor performances might just become the norm.
And one source even went as far as to suggest a change in coaching. Akif Javed might need to step back and focus on developing talent at the academy level instead, while someone new takes charge of the main team.
That's a valid point. The system clearly needs a fresh look to nurture sustainable talent, not just plug gaps with hastily promoted players.
Exactly. It's a wake-up call for Pakistan cricket overall. The match was disastrous, but hopefully it will spark some much-needed reforms.
Yeah, one can only hope, for sure. And even though the new strategy of blooding young players is aggressive, it should be paired with a lot more support and a realistic time frame for adjustment.
Yes, patience has to be the order of the day. Otherwise, the pressure and criticism will, only get heavier.
Exactly. It's really a balancing act between ambition and the practical realities of building a competitive side.
Right. And the takeaway is that while tonight's performance was devastating, it's also a learning opportunity for all involved.
Yep, learning from every setback. Overall, it's a rough start for the new era, but if they address these issues, from grassroots to the senior squad, there's still a chance to bounce back.
Absolutely. And hopefully, over the next few matches, we see more resilience and improved strategy. Let's keep an eye on the coming fixtures, and hopefully things will turn around soon.
Right indeed. Agreed. Here's to hoping for a smarter, more patient build-up that translates into solid international performances.